My name is Brittany Rogers, and I'm so proud to be a FIMU here at Tennessee. I'm so excited to be able to share with you one of the many reasons I love being a FIMU and why our philanthropy is so special to me. On May 23rd, 1995, God brought a storm into my life that would change it forever. It was then that I was involved in a riding lawnmower accident. I was a little over 2 years old at the time. I was playing out in the driveway while my father was mowing the lawn. He had found some baby bunnies nesting in the bushes out front, and I was so excited to see them. I decided I needed to see them again, so my mom gave me permission, but I didn't go look at the bunnies. Instead, I thought I needed to tell my dad something, so I ran up to where he was mowing. He didn't know I was there and backed up on the mower and ran over my right leg. It took all of the toes on my right foot. My ankle was fractured, and the muscle on the rest of my knee was severely mutilated. Because of the severity of my injuries and the fact that I was so small, they were unable to care for me at my hometown hospital, so they airlifted me to East Tennessee Children's Hospital in Knoxville. It was amazing how many people were at the hospital praying for me and the incredible way all of the people there cared for me and my family. After arriving in Knoxville, I was immediately put into surgery. Here they assessed my injuries and cleansed and dressed my leg. Also, they sewed my ankle. At this point, the doctors felt that it was impossible to save my foot or even my leg. Dr. Smith was my plastic surgeon, and for some reason he believed that my leg could be saved and was ready and willing to try whatever was needed. I'm so thankful God put me with Dr. Smith. Because of this, I'm proudly standing and doing basically anything on two great legs. When I came out of my first surgery, my parents told me that my toes had gone on to heaven and that one day I would have them back again. Pretty neat for a little kid to think about. I spent 18 days in intensive care and 8 of those days on a ventilator. My hospital stay lasted a total of 43 days, and during this time I had countless surgeries. The longest one was a transplant to make a foot for me to walk on. They took muscle from underneath my arm and transplanted it to my ankle. Then skin was grafted from my left leg to cover the exposed muscles on my right. After this, the doctors decided to keep me unconscious for several days to allow me to begin healing. 4 days later, they decided to take me off the respirator and allow me to gain consciousness. However, I developed pulmonary edema and could not breathe on my own. I had to be placed back on the respirator and my family was devastated. But God clearly knew better than we did, because for the next 4 days, I healed more than any other time during the entire ordeal. After those 4 days, I came off the respirator without a single problem. Even though I was going through all of these surgeries, the nurses and doctors at ETCH were so great and even threw me a party on my 3rd birthday. They got me a cake with my favorite characters on it and spent time there with me and my family. Once it was determined that all of this was going well and that the transplant was successful, the doctors presented my family with yet another storm. They began to explain that many of my growth plates had been destroyed in the accident, and this meant that they were uncertain as to how well my leg would grow as I grew, or if it would even grow at all. But God reveals himself once again, and as of today, it is actually a little longer than my left leg. I've had numerous surgeries off and on these past 17 years, and this is something that I will probably face the rest of my life. However, I know it could be much worse. These are just minor setbacks. I wear a prosthesis on my foot, and sometimes I have to wear a brace on my knee, but other than an occasional ache, I lead a very normal life. Through my experience with East Tennessee Children's Hospital, I can honestly say the way they made me and my family feel was incredible. I can remember nurses coming in and having water gun fights with me with syringes, and also countless groups coming by to visit and just play with me for a bit. It really made such a difference in my stay there. Children's Miracle Network and East Tennessee Children's Hospital played such a huge role in my life, and I'm so happy to be able to be involved with them today and give back. When I found out that this was FIMU's National Philanthropy and how sincere and involved in it the girls are, I immediately knew this was where I'm supposed to be. FIMU makes such an awesome way for me to be involved. I have personally participated in a couple of hospital parties, Chicken for the Children, Dance Marathon, and also Model for a Miracle. It is always so great for me to be able to share these experiences with my sisters here in FIMU. I have never been around a group of girls more willing to give back and help out. This means so much to me because I know from personal experience how great of an impact those small things can have on the lives of children.